Reeves and Starmer are basically trying to do to the Tories what previous Conservative administrations have done to them. The problem with that is that it's just sort of prolonging the misery and the sacrifice narrative, and people are just desperate to turn the corner on that. And of course, it also means that Scottish Labour and UK Labour are out of sync. So while you've got Reeves and Starmer wanting to sort of frame the next election, the next Westminster election, Anas is thinking about 2026, and he wants, a lot more optimism. So they're not really gelling well just now.
And just to pick up on the Tory point, obviously there's the famous note that from the Treasury that there's no more money, or we've spent all the money. But I get that. So you frame it as the economy and the country are in a terrible state, but now we're in charge, things get better. Whereas Labour have come in and said the economy and the country are actually, what they've had to do is because people think, do you know what? And I've made this point on this podcast multiple times, Jeremy Hunt and Rishi Sunak were turning the corner. Things were looking up. Inflation was back down to target levels. The economy was on the up. And most people, I think, would have agreed with that. So what Starmer and Reeves have had to do is say, actually, that's not true. The economy was terrible. The country's in a terrible state. And then the extraordinary thing is they say, and we're going to make it worse for a while. It's just the whole we're going to make things worse narrative. I just do not get. I don't get it.
I mean, there was a really interesting story last week about how potentially what the Prime Minister said in the Rose Garden that day is having a real world impact on consumer confidence and business confidence, and that's a very interesting thing that this, by saying things are going to get worse, potentially a government can make things worse, because consumers start thinking, oh, right, well, if he's telling me that, then I'm not going to be spending any money, and businesses are thinking, right, this isn't the time to invest. So I think it should be a lesson for the Prime Minister that his words have an impact.